Hi again. My name is Rebel and I'm the Rebel Reseller, and today I'm doing the second half of my What Sold videos, which is for last weekend, Friday through Sunday, May 2nd through the 4th. And sales are sales. I'm not going to complain, It is our primary income and it is covering our bills, so that's a good thing, and we're going to that's my story and I'm sticking to it, right? But had, sales on Etsy and on eBay.
What store are you sticking to? Sorry, I was reading something.
I know, get off your dang phone.
What were you
Sales
saying?
were but
Yeah.
we're going to be happy with it because it's paying our bills, right?
All right, so I'm cutting all that out so I don't look bad.
Stop it. All right, y'all, we went out yard selling today. Found probably two yard sales that were okay. Got some stuff. Happy with the stuff.
Started off really good, and then it went downhill, and then it picked up at the end.
And it's just a whole lot of driving. So
we met a nice couple that at their yard sale you bought a couple things there, but they do storage units, so it's nice chatting with them.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And they've been doing whatnot in eBay and making it work, and so hopefully maybe one of these days they'll show up at our reseller meetup. We are having one tomorrow night in Bristol. We try to get together once a month. It's been kind of iffy for a lot of us traveling and doing stuff, but hopefully we'll see some of the local group tomorrow at the meetup. And I'm trying to think what else. I think that's it. Just kind of, I'm going to be making some brand videos. Robert's going out of town Sunday, and I'm going to try to get some brand videos done and my March high sale videos done. So that should hopefully be getting in the queue and, be out in the next few weeks. And then we're going on vacation. So just busy, busy, busy here. All right, let me go ahead and show you what sold on eBay and Etsy. On Etsy, I had 3 sales for that 3-day weekend, which that's okay. It's okay, y'all. I had a really, really good sale this weekend, though, on Etsy. So it really just made my weekend sales up. But this is Hasbro Glowworm Friend figure. One of these I picked up at the Sasha doll sale, and I had one listed, so I went ahead and took that listing down, put the 2 together, and then they sold on Etsy. But I like finding these little vintage play school Hasbro glowworms, and it sold for $19.95 for the 2 of them. Chalkware. I need to put more over there because I think this is the second chalkware that I've sold on Etsy. I bought a bunch of them, I want to say 2 summers ago, so it's been quite a while. I bought like 3 like banana trays full, stacked on top of each other, not for a whole lot, and slowly but surely they've been selling. But just recently I have sold 2 on Etsy. So I may go in and just put them all over there and see what happens. But these 2 sold for $19.95. And then these Terra Toys Kennel Cuddlies Dog Plush. Funny thing is I had 2 of them, found another one just recently, took that listing down, added the other one to it, transferred it or cross-listed it over to Etsy, and then it sells on there. These 3 little plush from Terra Toys sold for $24.95. And then eBay. eBay was tough. Starting with $6.50 for a baby gunned snowman. I went ahead and just showed you guys this because, again, I'm getting rid of a lot of my old listings. In fact, I think I'm going to start trying to maybe convert some of the oldest ones and do like $4.99 auctions and see if I can't start moving even more of them out the door, especially a lot of the bears. Maybe, hopefully, and that way it gives us more room. Like, I'm getting ready to do a bulk pickup of a large lot of stuff. And, and then we're going down to Florida. I'm going to hopefully be sourcing quite a bit down there. And frankly going to need the space. So I'm trying to think of ways that I can start moving a lot of the older stuff. And maybe auctions will work. I've tried them in the past. Lackluster results. But, you know, maybe if I try $4.99s, maybe they'll get gone.
So, what's your max dollar you're going to do these $4.99 auctions with?
Whatever shows up. Seriously. If it's 2212, which is the code that we've got in all of our oldest listings, I'm just going to do $4.99s and see. You know, maybe I'll get lucky in something that I had listed for $40, $50, $60. You know, might actually go beyond that once you get that momentum going in an auction. And then maybe not. Maybe it'll sell for $4.99, but it'll be gone.
And I got in trouble this morning for sending a 50%
You did
offer.
not get in trouble. I saw before you got up that you had done that. But yes, he sent a 50% offer on one of my $100 toys.
Did they buy it?
They bought it.
Is it gone?
It is gone.
Was it old?
It was old.
It needed to go.
It needed to go. All right.
That was easy.
Sold this, I think, the same day I listed it. I think I picked up 3 of these Lands End. He's going to try to unclick it. 3 of these Lands End swimsuits. At, I want to say it was a church sale. $1 each. And took me a while to get around to getting them pictured. But I forced myself to do like 26 bathing suits, shorts, and a couple of easy shirts. Just to, you know, the easy stuff I like to do myself. I just got to make time for it. Because y'all know I got lots of stuff to list. But, you know, I can't see you paying somebody to take those pictures when they're so easy. But this one sold very quickly for a $22 offer. Gunned, white, stitched, bear, plush. It was a rattle from 1979. Another one of my old listings sold for $15.25. If you see red numbers, that's the offer or that I accepted or the buyer accepted from me. These prices here, I am running a 10% coupon store-wide. So this would have been less a 10% coupon price. I just don't want to do the mental math and tell you, okay, exactly how much it sold for.
$1.53 off.
But I don't want to do that mental math. I can figure out the 10% very easily.
$13.72 or something like that.
Something. This is another really quick sell. Bantam musical lamb plush. It was wind up. It played Mary Had a Little Lamb. Sold very quickly, $26.95. Another pretty quick sell. I listed this in March, so it took about a month and a half maybe to sell. But it was a large Commonwealth pink velour frog plush from 2001. This person and I went back several rounds. Dahlia, get him. He's making noise. All right. Several times he's tried to send like a $20 offer, and I would just keep countering, you know, 50. And then finally he started inching up, and I went ahead and did 45, which he went ahead and accepted. So a nice $45 sell on a Commonwealth plush. All right. I will not pick up these anymore. Hasbro, My Little Pony, the larger plush, the ones with the vinyl head. There are probably exceptions to this, but these took forever. This was actually one of those listings that I had one, and eventually I found another one, and then I took the listing down. But still, it's been listed since the middle of last year as a second relist, trying to get it sold. Finally sold though for $21.56. Jim Henson Elephant Plush Word Party. I actually picked up an entire set of these the last time we were in Illinois at the bins. Sold them very quickly, but I had found several of these previously at the Nashville bins, and I think I'm down to one left. Finally got an offer on this elephant plush for $8. And I wanted to make it gone because it was 2023. It needed to go. Summit Collection Tan Dog Plush from 1993, sold for $9.86, minus the 10% coupon. Getting that old stuff gone. Now this was from a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle handheld game that we picked up at the Messy estate sale that we went to a couple of months ago. The game didn't work at all. And I contemplated selling it, but it didn't sell for a whole lot. So I was going to throw it away, but as I was scrolling through sold comps just to check on it, somebody had sold the back of that game. So I took the back of that game off and listed it back in March, and it just sold for $13.45. Because how many times have you been at a yard sale, estate sale, at the bins, you pick up a handheld game and you flip it over and the battery cover is gone? This is probably what happened to this person, and now they're going to have the back to their game. And I made money.
It's happened to me a lot because I'll say, hey, what about this thing? It sells for $25. And she'll flip it over and say, you know, the back's gone, right?
That happened recently, yeah.
It's happened many a times.
Mm-hmm. Cuddle Wit, I love that brand, especially the one that has the tag like this. The older ones, the brown writing. Love that brand. I will pick it up all the time. Sometimes they take a while to list. This is a really old listing. Would I pick it up again? Yes. I just love them. But this was a 13-inch brown monkey plush with the red bandana. Still sold for $39.56. Less 10%. Dandy Pink Pig Plush. Not a brand I pick up very often anymore. Again, an old listing. I'm selling a lot of them, thankfully. $11.66. Jellycat Polar Bear Plush with the red scarf. Just listed it. Very quick sale. $16.16. TL Toys Bear Plush. Again, old, and it sold for $10. I'm thinking about doing my oldest listings $4.99. Anybody done that with auction style to move older inventory? I'm contemplating doing it just to see if I can get more of the old stuff gone without having to take down the listings and discard. I've done the work. I'd like to still get some money for it. And at this point, you know, in my frame of mind, when I buy a lot of stuff, like I go to the bins and I buy a lot, I sell a few things, I've made all my money back. You know what I mean? So at this point, a lot of this stuff is just pure profit. So if I can get $5 for something, I'd rather do that than, you know, discard it and take away all of the effort that I have put into that item. So I'm going to try it soon. Maybe Sunday.
There's also the theory that the more you sell, the more eBay likes your store because your store is selling stuff. So maybe moving
bump us.
Bump you in the algorithm.
Yep. White Mountain Jigsaw Puzzle. We have one going at all times. This one was a 300-piece puzzle, and it sold for $11.66.
That one went together very quickly.
Very quickly.
We're working on a Jan Van Hasteren or Jan Van Hasteren, however you pronounce that name.
They're crazy.
There's so many. This has a bunch of sheep, and there's like some guys on a fox hunt that have run into a roadblock with the sheep, and there's a dragon.
Where's Waldo?
It's that kind of thing, and there's just so much going on in this.
But we love them, and they sell for a lot of money.
Yeah, good ones to very good sell-through rate for puzzles, and they sell pretty good.
Yep. All right, Buffalo David Bitten women's jeans sold for $15.01. Kohl's Gray Dude Shark Plush. I don't even remember. Is the name? His name is Dude. Maybe $8.95. The reason why the original price zone over there is $8.05 is because it originally was $8.95. I had 2 of them. It sold at the full asking price with the coupon. But right now it's on sale, so it's $8.05. So if anybody was to buy the second one, they'd actually get it for 81 cents less. It happens, you know, buy at the full price and don't even wait. All right, Gans, Webkins, Signature. This is the golden little emblem plush. They're called the Signature Series. This was a lamb plush. Did not have its code. Sold for $15.25. Trudy Brown Monkey Plush sold for $17.95. That brand I don't find very often, but it's just really nice quality. It's just another one of those that just, I don't find it a lot and it just doesn't get the love, but nice quality. Russ Snuggle Bear. Just listed this one. Can't remember where I picked it up. Probably a Buns thing. This is one of the larger ones. They come in all different sizes. You know, in fact, I think today I found one of the smaller bean ones, and the fabric is like just not Sherpa like these. Just there's lots of different sizes, and there's some that are bigger. But this one seems to sell quite well. 1986, 16-inch, and it sold for $35.95. Picked this up at an estate sale. I paid $3 for it. Just fell in love with them. I actually picked up two different little ornaments. This one is Piglet. I think it's called the Breeze series, Winnie the Pooh, and I sold it very quickly for $15. Build-A-Bear Leonardo plush with some accessories, a sleeping bag, and some of the little weapons that went with him. This I picked up in 2023. Funny thing is I remember exactly where it was. This little blue building garage, and she had a lot of neat, you know, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, Pokemon, Hello Kitty. I bought quite a bit there that day, but it took a long time to sell. $38.66. White Rabbit plush with the HP shirt. This is all Greek to me. I talk about that brand quite often. They're usually advertising some kind of shirt on. This one sold for $19.95. Picked this up at a yard sale a couple of weeks ago. It was so crazy busy there, and I wasn't going to pick it up because I know I've said several times I'm just going to start skipping Shrek also because it just takes a while. But I looked up Shrek 4D, and those seem to do quite well. This is the Dragon Donkey Drunky plush from 2019, and it sold for $30. This is another Winnie the Pooh plush. I think I sold one in a previous video. That's why I'm saying another, because we're doing back-to-backs. This one is WM Dreams. That's Walmart. I've picked these up a couple of times, and they've, you know, sold relatively quickly. This one sold in about 2 months, $15.25. Here's another Shrek plush that I picked up. I think this one I picked up at a Ben's. This is Shrek the Third King plush, and it sold for $17.95. I'm going to have to rethink Shrek. I think it's just becoming popular again. Maybe there's another movie coming out. I don't know.
Somebody mentioned there's a
Stitch.
Stitch. I thought there was something else.
I don't know. I've been seeing previews for Stitch because it's like that almost real looking. Just it looks weird. It looks weird. All right, Levi's 512 women's jeans sold for $12.73. Another viewer sale, so thank you very much, Pamela. Pamela picked up these Marvel Entertainment cloth doll babies, lot of 3 for $10.76. So thanks again, Pamela. 2 videos, y'all, and my voice. I don't talk a lot, so doing 2 in a row, I'm starting to feel the effect. All right, Bauer, Los Angeles, ceramic yellow serving bowl. I think we paid $50 for a large lot of these dishes, and I've sold quite a few pieces already. This bowl sold for $35. The buyer sent a message saying, please wrap with ample bubble wrap. We know how the post office treats our packages. You know, don't get mad at those messages. When somebody sends you a message just asking you to make sure you pack it really well, because not everybody does. Not everybody packs their stuff well enough to survive the U.S. postal system. So I don't take it as a negative. You know, I just reassured her that we were going to pack it to withstand this trip. You know, barring it doesn't get run over with a forklift or something like that. So just don't get upset with those messages. They've had a bad experience. We've all had those bad experiences. We had a package recently that was partially opened and smooched and don't know. All right, Carter's Coco, the brown bear plush. I think this was a Ben's pickup just when I've been going through all of these bags. Probably St. Louis. Nah, it wasn't Nashville. This is one of those ones to definitely be looking for. His name was Coco, and he sold very quickly for $40. Robert took away my button, my easy button.
Click, clack. That was easy.
Yo Gabba Gabba, Broby Plush. This is from the Nanco brand. Not a brand I care for, but they do lots of character plush. From 2010, sold very quickly, $13.45. Cut from the cloth, distressed denim shorts, sold for $22.21, but they are being returned. Y'all, anybody else? I had 3 returns. Finally got the 3rd one back. Got 2 more in the same day. But luckily, these 2 are both doesn't fit. So, you know, don't have to return the original shipping. But yeah, I went and looked in the last 90 days. I've had 10. So I'm doing better than last year so far. Right? I think last year I had 56 returns in 52 weeks. So now
you had like 63 or something.
Oh yeah, 63 or something like that in the 52
weeks.
52 weeks. And I'm not quite sure how many exactly, but I know I've had, what did I just say, 9 in the last 90 days. So
we haven't had more returns than we've had weeks in the year.
yeah.
Knock on wood.
Knock on wood.
That's plastic.
Yeah.
It's not a real tape.
Okay.
That's wooden for sure.
Right. Pierre Cardin Hawaiian shirt, 3 extra large tall. Anytime I can find extra large, any sizes tall, they tend to do well for me. This one sold for $22.70. Lisa Frank Leopard Hunter Paper Spiral Notebook sold for $11. I've seen a couple of posts. Be careful when you're finding Lisa Frank stuff that's more contemporary. I've seen a couple of posts where people have had their listings taken down because they're saying it's counterfeit. Knowing what I know now, I listed this in March and I've been seeing a post since then. I probably wouldn't list this kind of stuff anymore, but it sold for $11. Cole's Ike the Dog plush from Dear Mrs. LaRue. I think when I showed this in the video, I thought maybe it was Clifford the Big Red Dog. Nope, Dear Miss LaRue. And it sold very quickly for $9. Brass trinket box, small little lot. I think I was down to the bottoms of the blue tote that all of these had been stored in forever. And I just decided to put these 3 together. And they sold for $26.95. Cross stitch, Careful Man, little fellow picture. I think it was a Ben's pickup. Again, been listed forever. Will I pick this type of stuff up anymore? No. Nope. It finally sold for $13.45. And last but not least, picked this up at an estate sale we went to a couple of months ago. It was the thing that I went there for. This was the thing that said, yes, you're going to drive over an hour. Ooh, I have a spelling typo in there too. Squirrel. But this thing, I was surprised going through the pictures of the estate sale company that I don't know why I stopped and did a Google Lens on it real quick. But this Dress-A-Vac upright vacuum cover, shaped that looks like a butler. I paid, I want to say $10 for him. They're very popular. It sold in like less than 2 months for $60. And then I ended up buying a bunch of other stuff there that day also. But yeah, I can't believe I spelt Coover. And it still sold though. Whew, I need to get a break. My throat needs a break. I cannot do all this talking.
2 videos back to back could do that to you.
All right, and it's getting late. Robert has graduation with our homeschool co-op tonight. RJ's not graduating, but they're going there to support the seniors.
And because he's a junior,
He has to help clean up.
we have to go be ushers and servers and cleanups and that sort of thing.
So we got to wrap this up, get some dinner in us, and then chillax for the rest of the night. But y'all can get to work by